And what is a pattern that many of us lefty content creators had already suspected? It appears that YouTube's algorithm is recommending right-wing political content as well as Christian-themed videos to people that have never interacted with that kind of content before, showing a clear bias in the recommendation algorithm towards that kind of content. So this is according to a recent study of the platform's suggestions to users. Now, before I get into the details, first off, I'm not exactly surprised, and you shouldn't be either, but it goes from being unsurprised to being completely infuriated after you hear the details. Now, the study was just one piece of a 4-part research project conducted by the London-based nonprofit organization that researches extremism called the Institute for Strategic Dialogue. Now, they explored the video recommendation system that is served to accounts designed to mimic users that were, in this case, interested in 4 different topics. One of them is not going to be surprised that, actually 2 of them, I wasn't surprised that they served right-wing content, but the other ones, well, it's a little bit different. Now, the topics were gaming, male lifestyle gurus, mommy vloggers, and Spanish language news. Okay, so again, why those topics? According to Effie Gallagher, I may have gotten that pronunciation wrong, so I apologize. The project's lead analyst said, "We wanted to, for the most part, look at things that don't generally direct people into extremist worlds or anything along those lines." Now, already, I see a flaw, okay? Knowing YouTube as I do, I instantly knew, as soon as I saw gaming, that, oh yeah, it's going to lead people down to extremism. You know it, okay? Gaming content, let me tell you what, a lot of the right-wingers that are very popular on this platform are popular because of gaming. Because specifically, they point at trends in the gaming industry towards so-called wokeness, right? And they criticize that. And they make tons and tons of content saying, oh, this game's too woke, it's got a female in it. Oh, we can't have that. Oh.
They shamelessly clothe their females, inviting others to unclothe them, the very depth of perversion.
So that is basically the right wing, right? They're not clothed. They're too not unclothed enough, but they're too clothed as well. I mean, just look at some of the videos that they made about Stellar Blade and the protagonist there. Too much clothes. Anyway, again, gaming filled with right-wing chuds, okay? The other thing that I wasn't surprised about is male lifestyle gurus. I mean, come on. Definitely it's going to lead you down to right-wing, rabbit holes, okay? So anyway, getting back to the methodology, here's what they did. So researchers had created accounts and built mock user personas by searching for content. That's what you do on YouTube. You search for content. Subscribing to channels and watching the videos using those accounts. That's how you build the algorithmic profile that then will serve you videos based on what they think that you will like. So now, after having built these personas for 5 days, researchers then recorded the video recommendations displayed on each account's homepage for the next month. Okay? The results, one investigation, the most frequently recommended news channel for both child and adult accounts interested in the male lifestyle guru happened to have been Fox News. Even though neither account had ever watched Fox News during the persona building stage. So it's just like shoveling Fox News at you, even though you're not at all interested in Fox News, never watched any Fox News videos. Now, the accounts actually had watched something that, again, shouldn't surprise you for the results here. They watched Joe Rogan and Jordan Peterson and had searched for the terms alpha male. Because, of course, right? And still, the algorithm's like, we must serve you Fox News. Now, the study said that suggests that YouTube and associated male lifestyle videos and creators with conservative topics. Again, not exactly shocking here. Joe Rogan, I would say he's conservative economically, specifically. and massively anti-trans, right? And what's the right wing on right now? Massive anti-trans moral panic, okay? And so there's that, and of course Jordan Peterson is right wing. But now here's the other thing too, right? The left does not have anything like a male lifestyle guru, okay? And I think that there's a missed opportunity here. We're not reaching out to young men as positive role models, okay? The right wing, however, is reaching out to young men and is filling their head full of weirdo shit. All right, you got people like Jordan Peterson that will lure you in with like things like, oh, clean your room. Well, nothing wrong with that. Clean your room, organize your life, whatever, right? Find good role models. And then, of course, Peterson then herds people down the pipeline of feminism has destroyed men. Men aren't men anymore. They're not men anymore, and it just really makes me very, very sad. And then, now another experiment, by the way, moving on, looked at mommy vloggers. Okay, and you think mommy vloggers like, all right, you know, mothers who make video diaries about being a parent. All right, hey, that shouldn't be like political, right? Well, it turns out in their experiment, researchers created 2 accounts interested in the topic. Now this time they changed it up a little bit. They made sure to train the accounts to have different political biases. One of the accounts watched specifically Fox News. Okay. The other watched specifically MSNBC, considered to be left-wing. Now, they found that despite having watched their respective channels for equal amounts of time, the right-leaning account was later more frequently recommended with Fox News videos than the left-wing account was recommended videos from MSNBC. Well, now, that's weird. So the left-leaning user was actually given more recommendations to a mommy vlogger account that they are already subscribed to more than anything. So even though they had watched MSNBC the same amount of time as the other account watched Fox News, they were not served left-wing political content. Fascinating. Now, the study said these results suggest that right-leaning news content is more frequently recommended than left-leaning. Once again, I'm not going to be surprised at this because I've been watching this happening for years. Yes, right-wing content constantly gets served up, whereas, again, actual leftist, left-leaning content, not so much. Not so much. Now, another interesting fact that they found out is that both accounts happened to have been recommended videos that were anti-vax. Of course. But this right here is a great example of why the left on YouTube is in trouble, all right? The messaging gets constantly suppressed. That's it. Channels like mine, suppressed. Okay? Left-wing channels, suppressed. That's it. Suppressed. We're getting less recommendations than not only legacy media, but also right-wing media, which serves up outrage and disinformation. And that's it. And culture war nonsense. That's it. There is an algorithmic bias against the left. Now, Jesse Daniels, a professor of sociology at Hunter College and the author of a 2018 article titled The Algorithmic Rise of the Alt-Right, said the findings were pretty in line with some of her previous research on how people get radicalized. Daniels said that she believes the findings suggest that YouTube has made continued engagement, which again, a lot of these right-wing channels do get a lot of engagement, a lot of hate, okay? Their followers spewing a lot of hate at the wokeness and the DEI in video games. Oh my God. How dare you cover up this female protagonist? You hate women. But also at the same time, oh, look at this ugly woman in video game. They don't make women like they used to. This is what they're, I mean, this is what it's serving up. It's just garbage. It's garbage. Now, she said that the engagement and profits are its top priorities for YouTube, and I agree with that. Yes, they absolutely are. Rather than concerns about reinforcing existing political biases or echo chambers. And so, yeah, nailed it. I mean, again, something that isn't surprising to any of us who've been paying attention. There's more. They also found that videos with religious themes, specifically Christianity, were recommended to all the accounts, even though none of them had watched any religious content during the persona building page. So a lot of these, you don't necessarily have to be a right-winger to be a Christian, obviously, right? To be a Christian influencer or anything like that. But generally, what you see on social media, what you see on YouTube, are right-wing Christian influencers. That's really it. I mean, there are left-wing Christians, there are really good progressive Christians, but that is not their main identity, okay? They don't go and make, specifically religious videos that, from a left-wing perspective. At least there's none that I know of. Generally, it comes across from the right-wing perspective, the right-wing Christian perspective. So there's that, okay? Now, there's an even more disturbing finding here. So this has to do with the child and adult accounts. Turns out that YouTube had also recommended videos that included sexually explicit content to the child account, as well as videos featuring the alleged sex trafficker, Andrew Tate. Yes, recommending videos from Andrew Tate to children. Because of course they did. And that kind of gets back to the male lifestyle guru thing that he claims to be, with his Hustlers Academy. Okay. So that said, I mean, that is absolutely, completely disastrous and kind of explains why things are in such a bad state with our politics these days, especially on YouTube. So now we've got an algorithm that ignores the left and recommends Fox News and Andrew Tate videos all the time. And it's not just the algorithm serving you what you want to see, because that would be the argument. Wow, I mean, obviously there's an interest in Fox News and Andrew Tate, and they're more popular, and they're right, and they're based, and they make sense, so that people are clicking on them. No, this is the algorithm going out of its way saying, hey, look at this right-wing content that you've never shown interest in before about how this video game is too woke and will trans your kids. Click on it. And people do. People click on it. They get a healthy dose, or an unhealthy dose of disinformation. They get outraged by things that aren't true. And, well, they go on to spread that outrage. So, once again, YouTube, their algorithm has a very clear, and I don't know if it's an intentional bias, but they certainly have a clear bias against the left, against left-leaning channels that, in my opinion, they will never do anything to fix. Because I think for them, personally, it's not broken. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.